brother. Holy cow, after years of wondering, guessing, fantasy booking, and even a sneak peek at a possible John Cena bad guy attire, the champ is here by kind of a jerk. Hustle, loyalty, and disrespect. You can't seize this moment from me because I hate all you fans. You want some? Come get in line to buy my new shirt that I will mock you for owning. That's right, John Cena is finally a heel. He's heading into WrestleMania 41 to face the company's new golden boy, Cody Rhodes, and it really isn't doing a lot for us. I'm Singer Siete here with a 7 Wrestling podcast where we're going to talk about why the John Cena heel turn isn't working. But before we get into that, if you enjoy this content, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. All right. Let's start at the very beginning. As Maria from The Sound of Music would say, it's a very good place to start. John Cena is one of the most iconic and polarizing figures in professional wrestling history. Rising to fame in the WWE during the early 2000s, John started off as a clean-cut, no-frills guy, kind of a guy. Not surprising, didn't take off. From there, he'd evolve into the brash, freestyle rapping underdog, the doctor of thugonomics. This character quickly won over fans with his charisma, mic skills, and a unique swagger that stood out during the Ruthless Aggression era. Over time, Cena evolved into the face of the company, becoming a 16-time world champion and a mainstay in headline matches at WrestleMania and other major events. Despite his success and mainstream appeal, Cena has always had a mixed reaction from the WWE universe. The "Let's go Cena, Cena sucks" chants became a staple at live events, symbolizing the split among fans, some appreciating his loyalty, his work ethic, and his commitment to the company, while others felt his character became stale, too PG, too invincible, too overexposed. Critics argued that his dominance often came at the expense of rising talent, stifling new stars before they could gain any traction. And much of the fans' 50-50 response stems from Cena's role as a corporate-friendly figure during a time when fans were craving edgier, more complex heroes. Unlike anti-heroes like Stone Cold Steve Austin, Cena was marketed as the ultimate good guy, never turning heel, always preaching hustle, loyalty, and respect. This squeaky clean image, while inspiring to many younger fans, alienated older or more hardcore fans who wanted something grittier, more unpredictable. Over the years, even some of his critics have grown to respect Cena's consistency, his dedication to charity work, and his willingness to help younger talent, especially in the latter part of his WWE career. In 2024, Cena would announce his farewell tour, where he would compete at all of the WWE's premium live events in 2025, before calling it quits at the end of the year. That means this would be John Cena's last Royal Rumble, his last Elimination Chamber, his last WrestleMania, etc. And in the build-up to the Royal Rumble, he made it a point that he wanted to win his 17th world title, thus breaking the tie he shared with Ric Flair for the most world titles ever. Cena would enter the 2025 Royal Rumble and just come up one man short when he was eliminated by Jey Uso. And it was at that Royal Rumble press conference where we would get our first hint that John Cena was considering a turn to the dark side. A very serious John Cena would point out that he hasn't been in the main event of WrestleMania in 12 years because he has always done what is best for business. Quick aside, best for business, absolutely an authority catchphrase. He'd go on to say that he wanted his farewell tour to be a time for goodwill, but that isn't what's best for business. What's best for business is him main eventing WrestleMania and winning the WWE title. He would then announce his entry into the Elimination Chamber, making a point to say that he isn't going to compete in a qualifying match. Then, he'd claim that he isn't going to win the 17th world title for himself, but so he could shake the hand of the person who eventually wins 18. He would then leave without answering any questions. Now, these are all very heelish actions. Saying his title win is best for business, cutting the line for entry into the Elimination Chamber, the suspect excuse of wanting to break the record so he can be supportive when someone else eventually breaks it again. Now, I didn't call John Cena's heel turn by any means, but this did raise an eyebrow. Fast forward to the days before the Elimination Chamber, where The Rock delivered maybe the weirdest promo of all time, where he'd switch from good guy to bad guy about a dozen times, with the end point being the most important, where he'd say, "Cody Rhodes, I want your soul." Now, this all makes sense. Cody Rhodes wrecked Dwayne's big match at WrestleMania 40. He agreed to step aside so The Rock could face Roman Reigns at the event, but when it was time to hand over the match, Cody put on a boo-boo face. The fans responded. We got the "We Want Cody" hashtag. Changes had to be made, and the final boss was born. The Rock and Roman bested Cody and Seth Rollins to make it a Bloodline Rules match. The Rock was confident in getting his revenge on Cody as he had himself, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso ready to run in at any sign of trouble. But Cody was able to counter that with Jey Uso, The Undertaker, Seth Rollins, and John Cena. So now The Rock wants to own Cody, or he wants to destroy him. Now everybody is abuzz about what Cody's decision will be. Will he become The Rock's corporate champion, or more likely, will The Rock have to designate someone else to take out Cody? The Elimination Chamber arrived, and John Cena was in wonderful spirits, joking around with CM Punk during the match. After Seth Rollins was eliminated, he would hit Punk with a stomp, and what does Cena do? Well, quick rewind back to the summer of 2011. At Money in the Bank, Cena had Punk in the STFU, and John Laurinaitis was running to the timekeeper to ring the bell to give Cena the match. The virtuous John Cena would release the hold, jump out of the ring, and clobber him, which it is always fun to see people hit John Laurinaitis. So, rather than using nefarious means to win the match, the virtuous John Cena would lose the match and the title, all for doing the right thing. Now, back in 2025, Cena would take advantage of the Rollins stomp, a complete miscarriage of justice, to pick up the win and punch his ticket to the main event of WrestleMania. And yes, everything is legal during an Elimination Chamber, but it certainly wasn't a good look. Now, at this point in the evening, John Cena has accomplished his goal. He is going to WrestleMania to face Cody Rhodes, no matter what Cody's decision is. Now, out comes Cody, out comes The Rock and Travis Scott. Cody has a bit of a potty mouth. Cody refuses to sell to The Rock, and we learn that it was Cena who in fact had sold his soul to the final boss. The world turned upside down. Okay, John Cena is a bad guy for the first time in forever. The stage is set for WrestleMania 41, but why did Cena do it? Well, the reason Cody would accept The Rock's offer is because of the allure of The Rock's pull within the entertainment industry. Throughout his pitch, in between Moana references, Dwayne would say that Cody was a big star, but with The Rock's influence, he could be a megastar. And John Cena, for as big of a star as he isn't quite on the level of The Rock. So that motivation makes sense. But it isn't the motivation we've been receiving. In the first appearance since the Elimination Chamber, Cena would address the WWE Universe on Monday Night Raw. In a heated promo, he expressed frustration towards the fans, stating he was tired of their constant demands and criticism. Cena declared he no longer sought their approval, emphasizing that their support was never enough. Then, during a Raw event in Scotland, he faced a hostile crowd that greeted him with explicit chants. Cena responded by delivering a scathing promo, vowing to ruin wrestling before his impending retirement, especially making a point that the audience never appreciated the spinner belt he created, and that he was going to win Cody's belt and take it home so there would never be another legitimate world champion ever again. From there, during the March 31st, 2025 episode of Raw at London's O2 Arena, Cody Rhodes and John Cena engaged in a heated verbal exchange. Cena delivered a scathing critique of Rhodes' career and accomplishments. He belittled Rhodes as an errand boy who got lucky and accused him of relying on cheap gimmicks to gain fan support, asserting that Rhodes has always lived in his shadow and didn't deserve his current position, which again is a great way of transferring his animosity towards the fans in the direction of his opponent. It still doesn't make sense. Cena turning on the fans for the way they've treated him is a valid reason for turning, if it wasn't for the fact that the fans have been almost unanimously supportive of Cena over the last few years. It makes zero sense for somebody with the intelligence and business acumen of John Cena to turn on the fans at this point in his career. He literally has a new shirt and hat everywhere he goes, and I bet he'd love to sell a few of them. Also, wouldn't a better strategy be to keep up the good guy facade until WrestleMania, use the element of surprise to low blow Cody, and then pick up the win? He needs a better motivation because what we're seeing doesn't fit the narrative they were creating. Because honestly, the story they were telling up until his win at Elimination Chamber was that John Cena can't get the job done anymore. Before his turn, how many times did John Cena say that he hasn't won a singles match since the summer of '04? Story that made sense was for Cena needing The Rock's influence to win the Elimination Chamber. But weirdly, Cena had already won the match by the time Rhodes turned down The Rock's offer. Cena already had what he wanted, and not once in Cena's past 3 speeches has he mentioned The Rock's influence helping to further his acting career. In fact, The Rock has only been mentioned by Cody or Cena one time post-Elimination Chamber, and that was a quick dig by Cody at Cena for selling out, all without Cena mentioning why he even sold out. So now we're left with, I hate you fans for being jerks, and Cody is a poor man's version of me, and it isn't working for me. I mean, is it broken? No, fortunately no. I mean, that's the beauty of live, constantly evolving storytelling. Ideally, we'd love to have The Rock back to put his arm around Cena and explain how they're going to take over Hollywood together, but we all know how ridiculous The Rock's schedule is. Much love, High Chief, Terramana, Papatui, Goosebumps, Moana. But it'd be an easy narrative to help push through social media or promos via satellite, and this absolutely is going to dip into fantasy booking, which I know is the worst, but could there be a retroactive explanation for how The Rock helped Cena win the Elimination Chamber? Could it be revealed that Seth Rollins, who has proven capable of selling out before, also sold out to The Rock, and once it was clear he couldn't win the Chamber, he did everything in his power to ensure that Cena did? Could WrestleMania end with Cena holding the WWE title with The Rock and Seth Rollins by his side? Could Paul Heyman be there too? What about Seth's wife, Becky Lynch? Would that be The Rock's ultimate revenge, that he took the belt that Cody wanted to give to his father and made 2 of Cody's co-conspirators from the previous year hand it to him? Could this lead to The Rock, John Cena, and Seth Rollins squaring off against Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, and Roman Reigns? And again, I know fantasy booking is the worst. Forgive me. And who knows? Maybe it doesn't matter. People forget that The Rock and Steve Austin had a terrible build-up to the WrestleMania 17 Classic, with Deborah weirdly managing The Rock. You know, Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley was boring as hell, leading up to the WrestleMania 39 all-timer. But with something as once-in-a-lifetime as Cena's heel turn, I would just love to be loving it more. Well, that's all I got. What do you think? Let me know in the comments section below. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and attitude adjust that notification bell. Till next time, I'm Senior Siete here for 7 Wrestling saying bye-bye.